Hey guys, top 10 most disappointing games of 2021 coming at you. I just want to say thank you for being patient. There was tons of games that I had to sort between to get to this one. I left like 10 off. There's some surprising ones, especially one towards the top that I don't think anybody knows about. Some really interesting technology that could have been really cool. So thank you to you guys for supporting the show. Our sponsor today is Extra Wallets. You guys know these. I made my own custom wallet with them. They let me put a bottle opener on the money clip, my idea, and get our own branded wallet, the Angry Joe Show wallet. So these are like these cool little box wallets. I always get compliments when I whip this out. Grab your own or get some for your friend or birthday or whoever for one of your buddies or family, guys. % off down below. Thank you so much, and I hope you enjoy the video. Oh, it's been a very disappointing year. In fact, probably the most disappointing. These are the top 10 most disappointing games of 2021. Number 10.
Time is on my side.
My first game is a controversial pick, to be sure, as this game actually won Game of the Year on many outlets' lists.
What kind of the world is this?
Never going to break the loop.
Deathloop is GameSpot's Game of the Year for 2021.
Deathloop's Black Reef changed the way I play games and made me behave in a way that's not in my nature.
It garnered 10 out of 10 masterpieces at both IGN and even GameSpot and countless other outlets. So many of them told me not to sleep on the game, that it was gonna be the best of the year. And honestly, it's not a bad game. Not a bad game at all. It's just not the one that it was hyped up to be. The one that garnered 10 out of 10 flawless, perfect scores.
My kind of reasoning and thinking and our reasoning and thinking as a team for why it is Game of the Year, I framed it as a magic trick. And the idea of it being, magic tricks are incredible, right? Like, it doesn't matter who you are. You can be an adult, you can be a child, you can be somewhere in between, you could be,
You know when a friend hypes you up on a game so much, where you cannot wait to play it, and then you play it, and it's kind of ho-hum, kind of shit, and you start questioning their entire taste in games. Oh shit, it's working!
I'm sorry, what?
The AI in this game is fucking stupid, Joe.
I'm sorry, what?
It's literally
What?
stale
MLG,
and fucking
baby.
easy. If other Joe can do this in a matter of seconds. Yeah, it's kind of like that. Only Deathloop, like I said, it's not a bad game. It's just nothing special. Let me dive into it. There were so many roguelike games in 2021, and this is kind of one of them. This game doesn't break any new ground on any of its mechanics, which leaves me flabbergasted as to why it was so adored. It felt more like journalists sort of circling the wagons around a title that just based on its purely lukewarm reception from gamers rather than on the merits of the game itself. You ain't got eyes and shit.
You can just make some noise, stand in a doorway, and mow them all down with a shotgun. That strategy works 100% of the time.
Everyone who keeps walking up these stairs keep dying. These stairs are real dangerous.
What? My turn.
There was nothing in its long cycle of marketing that intrigued me every single time Bethesda tried to trot it out personally. And every time I'd mention this, it just seemed to make the journalists louder about how great of a game it was going to be. A self-fulfilling prophecy by the time it came out. They were damn near forced to give it a high rating. But you know what? Deathloop is essentially praised DLC Moon Crash done over again in a different setting, one that I don't like. I literally shit you not, it has been done better, this concept, by the same studio that made it.
And its genre blending experiment is, in my view, a failure. I think that this really pales in comparison to Arcane's previous work, especially Prey Moon Crash, which honestly, if you've played Deathloop and you liked it, you should go and play Prey Moon Crash, because it's better by almost every metric.
Only here, it's in this sort of premise of 60s and this music. I've never been a huge fan of that. The character designs, not my thing. It's got terrible performance issues at launch, laughably dumb AI that doesn't give the game the challenge it needs.
So if you're weighing up a purchase decision about Deathloop, then don't listen to me. You should probably trust those 9 people, okay? But I am the other guy. I'm number 10. I think that Deathloop is really messy. I think it does not deliver on the promise of an immersive sim, or an action game, or a time loop game, or a narrative-driven mystery game.
Deathloop was a disappointment for us when considering the pedigree of Bethesda titles. It's got repetitive levels. There's not enough exploration and creativity here to make it rise above the fact that it has one fucking enemy type. Humans who are dumb.
It doesn't matter who you are. You can be an adult, you can be a child, you can be somewhere in between, you could be, any level of cynical. Magic tricks have this unique ability of just tearing down any boundaries. Like you watch a magic trick and it inspires a childlike awe. Like even the most stoic people, they kind of break down in front of a magic trick and they're wowed by it, right? And it's like, wow, this is incredible. It is that childlike wonder where you forget all life's worries, or you forget the rules of life and the rules of nature for a moment and believe that something truly extraordinary has happened.
It's so much more disjointed, so needlessly complex, so burdened by competing systems that the whole thing feels like a mess. And it really does. Like, that's the word I think of most when I think of Deathloop. A mess.
And there's just needless complexity in the menus. There's just run levels that you just run and grab something and come back or kill somebody and then come back. It was never engaging and I was never impressed. Perhaps, maybe because all the time stuff sort of happens off screen and the gameplay itself is far too standard and easy.
Yeah, that wasn't us. That wasn't not this year.
Did they just kill themselves?
I think they killed themselves.
I think they killed themselves. Hey!
That's from Team America. Signal.
That's what
Nice.
they need.
Nice AI. Zoom in there. What about the other gun?
No, that's it.
No, they give
Is
me
their
one
ass
more
on
gun.
backwards?
The
Look,
pistol.
go back.
Yeah. Whatever the reason was, it's just not a masterpiece that everyone said it is. It's not even the best time loop game. Try Returnal. Compare the enemies in this game to the ones in Returnal. Hell, it's not even the best time loop game that Arcane itself made. Try Moon Crash if you enjoyed this one. Holy shit.
You broke it, goddamn it, chat.
10 out of 10. Masterpiece. She's really signaling her friends. It's on my head! Help me, please!
Give up! There's too many of us!
She's alive!
Who are you talking to? Make eye contact.
I've trained for this!
She trained
She
for it.
trained for it, Joe. Look at her damn moves.
I trained
That's
for this.
rude as fuck, Joe. She trained for this.
You'll never break the loop!
You'll never break the loop. Yeah, so
Yeah,
there's some glitches.
Oh!
No! Funny lady!
Oh, man.
Oh, funny lady.
No.
She broke the loop.
They did patch the hell out of the game, too. Number 9.
Challenging him is John.
Destruction All-Stars. It's basically Destruction Derby with character abilities. How could this have gone wrong? For starters, locking off story content to paid segments.
There was that there are 3 of these challenges, but only the first one is free. You have to pay for the other 2. What the fuck? Ridiculous. If you want to experience all the single-player content in this game, you need 600 coins, but they only sell them in bundles of 500 or a few thousand of them, which end up costing me like 30 Australian dollars.
Charging money for a free-to-play game after a few months after its launch. It ensured its abysmal failure.
Tutorial again, you think? Oh my god, you're asking me to buy something already when I've already bought the fucking game. I spend money on this, yes. It was free for PlayStation Plus, but because I got it so late, I had to spend money on it. Oh my god, are you charging money for story mode? Fuck you! I cannot believe I spent money on this game and you're charging the first fucking thing you do is buy a battle
look at that
pass.
deal, though. You save 50%.
Yeah, because nobody's fucking playing this game anymore.
The player base is next to nil, with unbalanced champions beating up on new players for those willing to waste their time.
And if you re-download it, still free? I don't know.
No!
Holy shit, right at the fucking end, it filled to 8. We can fill half. We can fill about half. That's about it. These are all 8 people playing the game right now. There's 8 players within the entire PlayStation ecosystem.
The game it's not as bad. It just lacks the content, and it was poorly supported. That basically ruins the experience. Bad servers, shitty monetization, awful microtransactions that are frankly unappealing, on top of a relatively simplistic gameplay that gets repetitive over time. It's just not what it was billed to be. The cars don't really feel all that different from each other, and the on-foot gameplay feels pointless.
That's
No,
shit.
you're just not giving it a chance. You gotta look like
Hey, you
5,
can do it all over again. Oh,
4.
no.
I don't have the height.
Oh, no.
I can't double jump.
Well, that's the end of the game.
Oh.
Wait, I would have to replay it? I never want to play that mode again.
Drive around in circles and ram your opponents. And that's it, I guess. Awesome.
The fuck is all I have to say.
At least you get more XP than when you play Halo multiplayer.
Number 8.
Yes. It's only a matter of time.
Even the objects here had auras. When I touched them, I could sense their stories. Words, images, feelings left behind.
The Medium. Now, I feel like the Angry Joe Show is just so hard on the Bloober team. At this point, they fucking hate us. We've met the devs on several occasions, and we reviewed many of their titles harshly. But we keep feeling like the games, they're good, they're just not quite there yet. And I swear we're not doing it on purpose. And unfortunately, this year, another one. The Medium. I want them to succeed. We are big fans of the horror genre and the Bloober team.
The Medium was a game that for the last year I've been incredibly excited to play. The second we saw the first trailer, it made it on all of our lists for most anticipated games for 2020. Those first clips they released just oozed atmosphere and had a style that resonated with me.
They specialize in them. It's a type of game that we're very picky with. And the issue is that they've just had some flaw in an otherwise alright game. The Medium, unfortunately, was just boring for us. It is bare bones gameplay. I love the split screen and the spirit world idea, but its execution is less than what I had hoped for. There's just a ton of frustrating stuff here.
Hitting them or simply holding the shield button automatically kills them. You would have to be sleeping here to be in any danger. Ultimately, this game was pretty disappointing.
When you imitate the terrible movement of like the old Resident Evil games or nostalgic games, and it turns into essentially a walking simulator between points of interest. And I wanted to like it, but the game never brought it all together to shine through its repetitive and lackluster gameplay. Worse, it's not really a horror game. Despite the theme and the art direction being alright, it somehow lacks any meaningful scares, and it relies instead on annoying jump scares.
But it is completely devoid of tension. Tension is vital for horror games. You want the audience to be afraid, uneasy, put them on the edge of their seats so when they escape the stressful situation, there's that feeling of relief. There was none of that here. There is no relief because there is no fear. There's nothing but the subject's story matter that will make you uneasy in this game.
There's a chase mechanic from a monster who stalks you throughout the game in kind of unfocused stealth gameplay segments. The entire game, to me, just feels too restrictive, and to reach that level of special and memorable, you solve all arbitrary puzzles to progress, and it just kind of felt like a chore in an otherwise alright story. Just a disappointing horror game, though I'm sure at some point Bloober's gonna nail it. They have to keep trying, and hopefully one day we'll sing the praises about their next one. But the medium was a disappointment. Number 7. Diablo 2 Resurrection. People literally flew across the country to my house to play Diablo 2 Resurrection on LAN together, food, drinks, and we just couldn't even fucking play when the game dropped. The servers were fucking awful. It just would kick us out, and you wouldn't even be able to get in the fucking game. They removed TCP/IP, the LAN play, and instead forces us to use their goddamn shitty servers that are down all the time, especially at launch. The core game is a freaking masterpiece, so that is not disappointing, okay?
Diablo 2, in almost every way, is a legendary 10 out of 10 game. Now, certainly not perfect, but it's close enough. It defined the genre, raised the bar, broke the molds, changed the game, and all the other things that used to be plastered on CD jewel cases and boxes when PC games still had jewel cases and boxes.
It's this game. The fact that one of the best games ever is treated like this, that's what's disappointing. It's a disrespect to the original. $40 for a 20-year-old game? I expect Blizzard to damn well make sure that the experience is flawless, and they fumbled that. Broken launch, server rollbacks, no mod support, like multiple patches needed.
Even on September 28th, 5 days after the game's launch, the character lockout bug still persisted. And then fast forward 19 to 20 days later after launch, October 12th and today 13th, and you've got a situation where Diablo 2 Resurrected servers are down yet again, with Blizzard not knowing what the issue is, having to investigate. Here's another headline: Diablo 2 Resurrected is still being the keyword, struggling with server issues.
I'd never played the original at my own house, so I never really got to go through it. And I'm fucking finally glad that I got to go through it with friends. It's just, there were things here that didn't live up to the original. I don't care that the females have been censored, though I do think that purists would want things left alone the way it was at release. And honestly, it wasn't that risque. It's just dumb. No ladders, they needed a bunch of fixes, just a bunch of frustration at release, and random times when you couldn't even access the game that shouldn't have even been a problem in the first place.
But they weren't. And that ruined our LAN party, that people flew across country to come to. It also gave us all sorts of issues, launch weekends, streaming. To this day, 3 weeks after launch, the servers are still not stable. This last weekend, servers were down again. Rollbacks are still happening, undoing dozens of loot runs, drops, and forcing people to redo content. It's absolutely unacceptable. I don't care how much I love this game. If I had my maggot layer run on Hell rolled back, I would have uninstalled.
Does Blizzard have to literally ruin all their great franchises? In the case of Resurrection, it was mostly technical issues that didn't even need to happen in the first place. That's disappointing.
But it still has server issues and had an awful launch. It's got a dated UI that honestly feels pretty bad at times and should have been updated. Horrible AI that's pretty much inexcusable, and its slow loot progression at the start requires a huge time investment to get going. It's almost unplayable with the server state as it is now. This game needed a bit more than a new look to keep the 10 out of 10 score. I get that they were scared after absolutely ruining Warcraft 3's remake, but this game needed some polish and tweaks, and if they were really that afraid, they could have given you the toggle option.
Number 6. Hey guys, another year, another Call of Duty. This time, Call of Duty Vanguard. It sucks. It's another Call of Duty game, Vanguard. Another lazy single-player campaign, with this time with a dull story and laughable fucking set-piece moments.
How can we make things feel as if they're part of our real world?
Yeah, these are all Japanese soldiers. Look at all of them. Look at this guy! Let me just casually walk away in war, and let me just walk in front of the fucking Shermans.
The biggest source of realism is imperfection.
It doesn't even really get to the good stuff it promises before it fucking ends, like a coward.
Yeah, he's taking the right underground.
There is no right, guys. Stop it. We are making our way into Germany, into Berlin, and Hitler's dead, and you guys are worried about 4 idiots who are screaming about the Fourth Reich? A disappointment for sure in the campaign. Then add in a multiplayer where they take away fan favorite and innovative modes from the previous COD and throw in chaotic modes that fucking... That's just a goddamn gun leveling system for Warzone.
Wait, that's the same move.
Yeah, this
the same move.
This is fucking stupid.
They all go to the same training school? What is this?
That's all this fucking game is. It's a gun leveler for Warzone. And it's fucking sad. I'm just so tired of this same shit every year, adding nothing new to the fucking formula. This mixed bag is easily one of the more forgettable boots on the ground World War II titles. There better be zombies, I guess. That's our only hope. That somehow Call of Duty will go meta and then take the campaign, the historical campaign, and mix it with the fucking Reich and then fight demons from portals. Dude, if this game ends like that, I'll be like, oh my god. Nope. Instead, they sequel bait. More insulting is they wanted this to be a part of a trilogy, as if these one-note and cringy characters are worth exploring. Famously, one of the devs behind the scenes said that COD isn't known for characters, so that's why we made these.
We came into this process saying, how do we make the iconic COD characters? Because we don't really have that in Call of Duty right now. You know, when you think about a game like, I don't know, Halo, you think of Master Chief or whatever. When you think of COD, there isn't really that standout, like, oh, these characters. And so we came into this.
Are you serious? Christ. Sure, the multiplayer is solid, and they did throw in 20 maps, but it's mostly shit we've all played before. You couple this with one of the worst zombie modes in the series ever, uninspired, repetitive levels that are literally just reused assets without any of the cool shit that zombies is supposed to have. And I don't even like zombies.
Exciting and challenging.
I know you're not a zombies fan, but like this is like super bare bones right now.
It's awful. That's fucking lame.
I have never been so turned off from a zombies mode from Call of Duty.
This what you guys like, chat?
You've got yourself one of the most disappointing CODs by the low bar COD standards. Absolutely soulless.
All I had to do was hold F on it, and then all of them disappeared.
That's it. That's it. That's fucking it. I thought there would be a guy to fucking cutscene or a boss or fucking something. Here we go. No, battle pass. Buy the battle pass. And hopefully Activision's new owner, Microsoft, comes in here, makes some changes like stopping these yearly releases of this tired garbage and give the devs some time to truly produce something that matters.
World War II combat like never before.
Number 5.
You bought it.
No, silly. It's like 343 says. I earned it. You see, maybe you're not getting this. It's like this rifle. I went to Target, and that was after I went to work some more. I did some more work, and my boss gave me some more money. And then with that money, then I went to Target, and I bought this Nerf gun. And then in the Nerf gun was a marketing, and then there was a code. And then I used that code, and I came home, and I earned the Nerf skin for this gun. So, yeah, I earned it.
We're not going to let any other players circumvent that by purchasing it out of the storefront.
A lot of our stuff is unlocked through playing the game and only through playing the game.
You want devs that had extra time to develop something that matters? Well, here you go, multiplayer Halo. I warned you about this shit 5 to 6 years ago. I knew it was coming, people thought I was fucking crazy.
They don't get those fuckers to pay more money. Then we put even more stuff into the gold packs, okay? Shit like weapons and fucking just whatever, okay? And then we raise the prices to $4.99. Oh yes, I know it's gonna be great. So awesome.
Free-to-play Halo multiplayer where progression is extremely restricted in order to keep engagement up and microtransactions flowing.
You know, Jeremy described this problem that we had with the Ultimate Challenge where, you know, you climb the mountain only to then find there's another mountain at the top to climb. So I think what you'll find starting with yesterday's update is once you hit the final Ultimate Challenge, it should be way less intensive now to kind of finalize and complete the step to get the ultimate reward, which, you know, if you're like me, it's late Monday night and you finally finish your weeklies and you think you're done and then it's go play 15 more games and you're like, oh, but it's almost midnight, but I want that coding, dang it. So I think that's going to be really appreciated.
In an age where other games are charging $70 for shiny blue. Oh, I'm sorry, it's fucking shiny blue. Oh, well, fucking that's great now, isn't it? Oh, well, good for you. But Joe, it's shiny blue. What is that, fucking blue? You want me to pay you, what, $50 for fucking shiny blue? Fucking shiny blue! Are you fucking serious? It was only a matter of time before Halo jumped in. Now you can't color your fucking armor the way you want unless you buy the fucking color.
This update of today, we have Bloody Blue.
For fucking blue!
They call that Lucky Blue at 800 coins. And that's pretty much a $15 skin because you can't buy 800 coins. You have to buy the 1,000 pack of coins occurring to the game, which is roughly around $15.
And worse, that fucking color that you buy applies to only a single one of your armor cores, and you literally need to buy the same color 3 or 4 fucking times to cover your other armors, and then separately for your fucking vehicles, oh, and your fucking weapons. Are you out of your mind? Are you out of your mind? This is not the point of Halo multiplayer. And you can tell when more players are attempting to satisfy their dailies and their weeklies by ignoring the fucking objective of the game mode and playing like idiots so that they could get their next progression unlock for a fucking shoulder pad or color swap. It's fucking ridiculous. It's fucking blue! Fucking blue!
And worse, this is here on this list mainly because of its launch date. So many people said, wait for its full release when it came out. Well, it's fucking full release now, and you still, when it came out, you couldn't fucking pick the goddamn mode that you wanted to play. In Halo, there's no fucking lobbies, no server. Look, you are forced into long sections of fucking Oddball when all I wanted to do was play some fucking Slayer. And then they complained that they couldn't change it because it was all tied into this purposefully restrictive system to game us all. And for fucking Christ's sake, Big Team Battle is still broken months later. The transition from boxed product to the free-to-play model has been disastrous for Halo. And no amount of cat ears for my fucking Spartan is going to keep me wanting to play the game in that state.
One of the biggest challenges that we knew that we would have, and no matter what we did, we were going to have this, which is changing Halo 20 years of boxed product models to a free-to-play model is not something that is going to be inherently satisfying for most of our players.
Modern gaming. Thankfully, it seems 343 is at least somewhat listening, but it's bullshit that we had to fight back in the first place. It's sad to see this done to Halo, for it to be forced into a distribution and money-making model that I just don't think it was ever intended for. So that, what, pockets can be lined and the game's campaign can be left unfinished? Lacking co-op, Forge, more shit at release, more for less. It's never a good thing. I cannot stand live service models when done like this. Halo multiplayer deserves this spot for sure, and it deserves to be better. Hopefully it'll get there. But at launch, huge disappointment.
So, you know, we've heard a lot of feedback about, I want my performance in the game to matter. I want to be rewarded for that. And this is not the end-all be-all solution, but this is the first baby step towards doing that, right? Because now modern gaming is not the direct answer to that feedback question, right?
No, but the work we're doing for performance-based models, this will help us learn.
Modern gaming.
Number 4.
Okay, so here's my assessment of the game so far. I dislike the maps. I think the maps are incredibly boring and static and just, you know, not very creative. The PvE is incredibly below average. The enemy AI is quite awful. The enemy attacks animations are not very good. Hunt Showdown has better PvE than this, and this game kind of takes inspiration from that with the PvE. Yeah. Scavengers. Get this, a game you never even fucking heard of or probably played. How the fuck can this be so high on the list, Joe? Well, because it squandered technology behind the game. I highly recommend you watch Nerd Slayer's video series, Death of a Game, on this particular one, Scavengers, because it reveals that it was backed by a company with some of the most extremely innovative gaming technology that would essentially allow for thousands of simultaneous players to play on a single map.
Under the hood was a powerful and proprietary server cloud technology Spatial OS, created and powered by a billion-dollar tech startup company, Improbable Worlds. A map would be possible to have hundreds, maybe even thousands of live actors, aka a mixture of players and AI NPCs sprawled throughout.
You know, like PlanetSide shit. And we had so much fun in PlanetSide. I want a new one. I've always wanted another PlanetSide. Well, if this tech can actually do that, like more than 4,000 players in a single game, that would be fucking amazing for the Angry Army, for our fucking Twitch streams. Imagine you'd be able to play with me in real time while you're in chat. It's just, it's wasted technology on this.
They're coming. The rest of his team are
How
coming.
the fuck is he getting me so quick? God damn it. Another generic battle royale with a whole fucking 3 players on a team fighting other players of 3. Not thousands, but 60 fucking players. Just 20 teams? Oh, and I'm sorry, the game can actually support up to 8,999 players, not 4,000. So it's fucking insane to think that we got this generic free-to-play game that felt like it aped every other fucking game with mobile mechanics between games in a AAA supposed title. Copper. Fucking copper. Glass. Nanites, the same shit I found in the other thing. Oh, well, what do you know? Fucking copper, glass, nanite, and iron.
What the hell that is?
And then you craft stuff and you wait on a timer for the stuff to craft. So it's basically a mobile game in that way. Fight against the world and other players and then extract. Only the extraction mechanic was fundamentally flawed. Teams would get to the ship before you, set up shop in massive cover, a massive advantage, and kill you instantly the second you showed up, and there's nothing you could fucking do about it by the time you got there with huge wide open maps where you're fucking dead meat when you tried to extract. It was simply unfun. Yes. And this is just stupid. That's stupid. I fucking hate this. It's fucking dumb. Just wait here. Now there's a team on this side, dude, shooting me. This is fucking stupid. Fuck this game, man. What a fucking stupid ass mechanic. It's just stupid.
The rest of the team have to get on the ship.
Thematically, what's funny is like everyone starts shooting each other, and then the doors close, and everyone's like, "Okay, we're cool now."
It had generic characters with crap abilities and that shitty research system. The game just never fully came together. The worst part is that they did eventually show off what happens with a 4,000 player event. 4,000 players jumped into a single one game session. So cool. And it should have been a completely different game that was far more exciting, that could have took advantage of this.
You don't even have to
Excellent. All right, Josh.
Yeah, and then if you launch yourself in the air, press control again, and you'll start sliding as soon as you hit the ground. So you can really chain things together that way.
Hey, we've done it. We've hit our data target.
All right.
Excellent. Okay, I'm gonna give you one more question though, Josh. Sorry, because I gotta do one more shout out from. So are you ready?
Get to the dropships. Get to the dropships. And
this is chaos.
We'll all be in regular scavengers after this, so the game serves as a backup.
Oh, good lord, look at this!
Now, I'm sure the company is bleeding money and near bankruptcy, and that will never get to be realized. The player base for this game has dropped to a paltry 127 average players. Like 2 games. It is a damn travesty what we lost here when they finally do close up shop.
Paces, so...
They come.
Here we go.
We weren't expecting that. There's flashing. This is pre-COVID times.
Oh. Second
Even
wave,
more.
everyone. Defend the ships. Defend the ships. They're coming for you. Oh my word. Josh. There we go.
Yeah, thank you everybody for coming today. Thank you for helping us test. We'll see you out there in the snow.
Thank you all.
Let's go play some scavengers. Woo!
Number 3.
Oh my god. Oh my god, I'm having night terrors. Oh my god, baby. It was just a bad dream.
Hey, Joe, do you want to play a zombie game?
Back for Blood. It kind of sucked. And it shouldn't have been this way. The Left 4 Dead spiritual successor, it just couldn't live up to its predecessor
so many years ago. A lousy off-brand version of it that lacked content. It's poorly balanced in both its ridiculous difficulties, but also in its numerous crappy weapons. Only a handful were worth using at all. Wave after wave of bullet sponge enemies on harder difficulties that some felt so fucking cheap. They're clearly spawning in impossible places.
Behind!
Behind. I'm trying, Joe.
What you're shooting, man?
What
the hell? Oh, no!
I can't believe there's another grabber. This is broken, man. This is just too much. Like, I understand insane difficulty.
You have to go
You're
inch
throwing
by inch.
7 special fucking zombies.
Up down.
No,
And
you know it's
time.
be
Is that speed run?
But I've got faith.
And time. All right. How long was that, guys?
And if you lower the difficulty, you get dumb AI, poor animations in both ones, and numerous technical issues pre-patch. For the life of me, I don't understand why you can't fucking remove weapon mods when you want to and make the weapons customizable like they should have been. Put it on, but I can't get this red dot off. How do you upgrade the guns? I found like 1 billion attachments and I cannot change them. Oh, there's glue. Glue? There's glue! What kind of idiot would be gluing attachments to our freaking guns in the zombie apocalypse?
Yeah, that puppy ain't going anywhere.
Joe?
Yeah, what's up, guys?
It's so restrictive. There's barely any story here if I could fucking classify it as a story. And while it starts nice with an impressive cutscene, that's basically it for the rest of the game. What a fucking joke.
He
Peanuts,
just
what's wrong
plugged
with
up
that?
the fucking hole then?
Yeah, all you have to do is shoot the mine, and then that's it. That was the finale for Act 1.
Well, these cutscenes are getting shorter and shorter, damn it.
Zero character development outside some of the cringy throwaway lines that they put out from time to time.
And we can't afford to lose any more fighters. Hope one.
I'm sure he'll send flowers to the funeral. Or at least get someone else to.
And you can't even progress in single player or play it solo. Not that you would want to. It lacks local co-op. Instead, everybody has to buy their own fucking overpriced copy so they can engage in basic battles for, 6 or so hours in its crappy campaign. There's just not enough content here. The multiplayer mode that versus monsters, it feels so poorly thought out and way out of balance. It's just not any fun to play for any extended period. The asymmetrical gameplay leads to teams just smashing other teams.
You fucking zero.
1 second.
OJ had the med kit.
All you had to do was run
Yeah,
into the
I
zone.
just said I got pinned.
But if you run into the zone, you'd been fine.
And this new card system really doesn't add anything but artificial difficulty and number modifiers to the game, where it just could have done without it. How has it not gotten better? And it's somehow regressed from 10 years ago. It's beyond me. With some of the most boring maps to play on uninspired locations in a zombie game, are you shitting me?
Tall boy behind, coming in.
Mad, bro? Are you mad, bro?
Really strong.
It is.
Oh man, look how much damage this axe does through the wall.
Damn.
Left 4 Dead did it better in almost every way possible. And it's just a damn shame that Back 4 Blood wasn't better than any of its predecessors. It didn't even live up to it. Yes, some of its gameplay was fun, but that's why it's a disappointment, because it could have been so much better.
Hey Joe, what's going on, man?
Hey, Axeman, what are you doing?
Not much, just kicking it. You want to play a zombie game?
No! Is that why you called me? No, I don't want to play a zombie game. Not with Joe. Not with you. No, no.
It's Left 4 Dead 2, though.
Oh, Left 4 Dead 2. Oh, hell yeah, that's one of the classics.
Oh, I thought you were gonna kill me for a second.
I was. I was.
number 2. Alright, it's time to start the Outriders review. Come on, let's go. Hey, man. Alright, let's get Other Joe. You ready for the review? Yeah!
Outriders. Outriders was unfortunately an unfun, uninspired PvE grind for loot that sucked. Firing your gun was akin to popping popcorn.
Joe! Are you playing Outriders without me?
What? No, I'm making some popcorn.
Oh! Well, make some for me too.
Okay, yeah, I'll throw in another bag.
Servers were unstable, crossplay a mess, matchmaking broken at release. So many numerous basic quality of life bugs hurt my experience, like, I don't know, loading without a fucking HUD?
When it's loaded.
It's loaded.
Okay.
Fuck! 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 What the fuck? Where the fuck is my HUD? I uninstalled your stupid fucking game! Give me my fucking HUD back! I fucking did the fucking goddamn fucking piece of shit! The lackluster story doesn't help. Then you jump into repetitive missions with some weak abilities and frankly boring gameplay. And you're supposed to do it again and again, over and over. With many other looter shooters out there, it doesn't make sense that more wasn't learned from those and applied here. Terrible drop rates with some lackluster armor sets and weapons made me not really care for the one thing that you're supposed to fucking care about, the friggin' loot.
What do I get? Where's... Oh.
A few broken meta combinations made the game fun for certain classes, but this is far from the experience that I was hoping for. Worse is the constant server crashes. I said you done fucked it! Mother... We would crash in missions, we'd crash in boss battles, even the final hardest boss battle we crashed.
What am I stuck on?
Oh, we're gonna get disconnected.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We'd scream in frustration. Unplayable, really, for a time. And unfortunately, it's too little too late by the time things were smoothed out. One of the only examples of me seeing something that released on Xbox Game Pass, but not Xbox Game Pass PC, so you'd end up wasting your money as you played if you had to get it on PC. What a shame.
I will try to do that.
We visited the developers. They liked our show, and I had hoped things would come together for the game, for them in the end. But unfortunately, it just wasn't so. It was bad writing, clunky animations, the lackluster AI, and frankly some flawed gameplay mechanics and gameplay loops. And of course the numerous launch issues and crashes and glitchy bugs just ruined the experience of Outriders for me.
Now I'm freezing and toxic. I crashed.
Yep.
We're doing to it. Okay, I'm done. I can't fucking.
Yeah,
I'm done.
I'm done too.
I'm done. We're fucking done.
It just wasn't ready. Hopefully we do see another game with more time from People Can Fly, but this one just ain't it.
And my whole fucking game crashed. My whole fucking game crashed.
Goddamn! Sammakare finna maka för den sitter penis! Fuck bitch och bitch!
Number 1.
This game is fucking amazing.
Battlefield 2042. And now we finally come to it, ladies and gentlemen. You guessed it. The #1 most disappointing game of 2021 was clearly Battlefield 2042. I have loved this franchise with my every fiber of being, but I cannot in good conscience support the direction that EA is now taking this once legendary franchise.
This game is fucking amazing.
When shit like this is broken at release, when the mark is so clearly missed on what Battlefield is and what the Battlefield community loves about the game so much, and in favor of tossing that aside and chasing trends.
Now we get serious.
Let's get moving.
Reporting for duty.
Battlefield 2042 wants to be any other game than fucking Battlefield.
Look how they mess with my boy.
It wants to be Overwatch with its stupid specialists. It wants to be Warzone or Hunt Showdown with its dead on arrival, absolutely boring Hazard Zone mode that you can't even get games in anymore. And it just wants to be everything but itself.
Chat, now you're gonna watch that screen.
No. Damn it.
When the best mode in the game is an extra add-on portal mode that allows you to basically replay all of the better past Battlefield games and maps, only with all the shitty issues of this Battlefield, it has you know that something is horribly wrong.
The anus.
It would be great if I could fucking switch teams, but I can't fucking switch teams because this interface is fucking garbage and there's no way to fucking switch teams in a Battlefield game.
Never in all of my years have I seen a player base completely disintegrate as fast as this one has. Battlefield 5 has more numbers. Hell, Battlefield 1 probably has more numbers played at this point. It is a travesty that what people in charge at DICE and EA have done here in this fucking loser live service game that they will now spend months or years trying to fix while it bleeds whatever player base and diehard shills that it has left to champion this piece of shit garbage.
But yeah, there's multiple guns on this. Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, guys.
Battlefield has lost its way, and with all these announcements of hero shooter battlefields and what we'd like to do in the story, what's probably the worst universe they've ever come up with for Battlefield, I couldn't care less and be more concerned for what is going to happen to my favorite franchise. Shame on you, EA. If you want the details, just watch my very angry review on the game. But it's shit like no classes, no scoreboard, no server browser, shit servers, awful hit detection and registration, some of the worst, most uninspired maps, fucking hovercraft spam, turning the game into Hoverfield for weeks.
And live!
And just so much more. Fuck whoever is responsible for doing this to Battlefield. And worse, charging people $120 up front to play it early, and now playing with the idea of it going free to play because it flopped so fucking hard. I want my fucking money back, EA. God damn it.
Come on, this is too easy. Don't be sad. This is just how it works out sometimes.
That one hurt. So that's it. One of the most disappointing years ever on record in which my favorite military first-person shooter actually died and has never been in a worse state. Not much was, there last year to cheer me up, so I'm hoping that this year in 2022 it will be much better for all of our sakes. What games disappointed you most in 2021? Leave them in the comments. I'd like to read them. I hope that some of these teams, these game teams, can correct the ship and do better next time, especially in some of our favorite franchises. Only time would tell. But with how things are going, it's more likely they'll just end up on our next list, the worst games of 2021. Until then, I'll see you guys on the next Angry Joe show. Fucking Battlefield.